Across cultures and throughout history, humanity has contemplated the end of times. This contemplation often takes the form of a final judgment. Imagine a day when all souls stand before a higher power. It's a powerful image, one that inspires both awe and fear. This is the Last Judgment, a concept that resonates deeply in many religions. The Last Judgment is not merely an ending, it is a reckoning, a time when our actions are measured and our eternal fate is decided. This idea, while daunting, provides a framework for understanding the consequences of our choices. It reminds us that our actions have meaning beyond our earthly existence. But what form will this judgment take, and who will be the ultimate judge? The answers vary greatly depending on which faith we look at. Each religion offers its own unique perspective on this momentous event. Let's explore some of these different beliefs, delving into the details that make each one unique.
In Christian tradition, the Last Judgment is a pivotal event. It marks the culmination of history, the separation of the righteous from the wicked. Jesus Christ, often depicted as both judge and advocate, plays a central role. The Bible describes a grand and awe-inspiring event. Angels sound trumpets. The dead rise from their graves. All souls are gathered before the throne of God. It's a scene of incredible drama and immense consequence. Believers are promised eternal life in heaven. Those who reject Christ face eternal damnation in hell. The Last Judgment underscores the importance of faith and actions.
Islam presents a detailed account of the Last Judgment, known as Yawm al-Qiyamah. This day of resurrection is a cataclysmic event shaking the foundations of existence. It is heralded by signs and tribulations like natural disasters and moral decline. The emergence of the Dajjal is a key sign. On this day, all souls will be resurrected and gathered before Allah. Their deeds will be weighed on a grand scale. Paradise awaits those with more good deeds. Those with more bad deeds will face hellfire. This highlights the importance of piety and submission to Allah's will. Hinduism offers a different perspective on the concept of final judgment. Instead of a single definitive event, Hinduism envisions a cyclical view of time. This cycle involves periods of creation, preservation, and dissolution, with each cycle culminating in a form of cosmic judgment. Karma, the law of cause and effect, plays a central role in this process. Every action, thought, and intention generates karma, shaping our future experiences. This ongoing cycle of action and consequence culminates in a final reckoning at the end of each cosmic cycle. Rather than a single judgment day, Hinduism proposes a continuous cycle of death and rebirth, known as samsara. The quality of our rebirth is determined by our karma. Those who live virtuous lives may ascend to higher realms of existence. Conversely, those who commit evil acts may be reborn into lower realms of suffering. This cycle continues until the soul achieves moksha, liberation from the cycle of rebirth. This liberation represents the ultimate goal in Hinduism, signifying a release from the cycle of judgment and rebirth.
Section 5. Weighing the deeds, similarities in judgment. Despite their differences, these religious perspectives on the Last Judgment share some striking similarities. One common thread is the concept of accountability. All three religions emphasize that our actions have consequences. Whether it's standing before God, Allah, or facing the karmic repercussions of our actions, we are held responsible for our choices. This accountability underscores the importance of moral conduct and ethical behavior in all three faiths. Another common theme is the weighing of deeds. Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism all incorporate the idea that our actions, both good and bad, will be evaluated. This evaluation determines our eternal fate. In Christianity and Islam, our deeds are weighed against the divine law. In Hinduism, karma serves as the measuring stick. Regardless of the method, the message remains consistent. Our actions have lasting consequences. Section 6. Different paths to paradise, diverging views on the afterlife. While these religions share some common ground, their views on the afterlife and the nature of judgment diverge significantly. Christianity and Islam present a linear view of time, culminating in a final judgment that seals our eternal fate. Both religions emphasize the importance of belief in God, God or Allah, and adherence to his teachings as the path to salvation. However, the specific criteria for judgment and the nature of rewards and punishments differ between the two faiths. Hinduism, with its cyclical understanding of time and emphasis on karma, offers a distinct perspective. Instead of a single judgment, Hinduism proposes a continuous cycle of death and rebirth, with our actions in each life influencing our subsequent rebirths. This cyclical view removes the finality of a single judgment day, offering the possibility of redemption and spiritual progress across multiple lifetimes. The ultimate goal is liberation from this cycle, achieved through self-realization and the accumulation of good karma.
Section 7. The significance of judgment, why it matters. The concept of the Last Judgment, despite its variations across religions, holds profound significance for humanity. It provides a powerful framework for understanding the consequences of our actions. This awareness encourages moral behavior and ethical decision-making. The Last Judgment serves as a reminder that our actions have meaning beyond our earthly existence. It emphasizes the importance of living a life aligned with our values and beliefs. This awareness can inspire individuals to strive for goodness and contribute positively to the world. Furthermore, the Last Judgment offers a sense of hope and justice. It assures us that ultimately, goodness will be rewarded and evil will be punished. This can be a comforting thought, particularly in the face of suffering and injustice in the world. Section 8. Morality and accountability. The Last Judgment's impact on human behavior. The belief in a final judgment profoundly impacts human behavior. It serves as a powerful motivator for ethical conduct. Fear of divine retribution deters harmful actions. Hope of heavenly rewards inspires good deeds. The Last Judgment can be a force for good, but it can also be misused. It can lead to intolerance and extremism. Approach it with wisdom and compassion.
Section 9. Hope and Fear. The emotional resonance of final judgment. The Last Judgment evokes a wide range of emotions, from hope and anticipation to fear and trepidation. For some, the idea of standing before a higher power and accounting for their actions is a source of great comfort. It offers reassurance that justice will ultimately prevail. The prospect of reuniting with loved ones in a blissful afterlife, or achieving liberation from the cycle of suffering, can provide solace and hope. This hope can sustain individuals through difficult times and inspire them to live meaningful lives. However, for others, the thought of judgment can be a source of anxiety and fear. The fear of divine punishment or the uncertainty of what awaits us beyond this life can be overwhelming. This fear can paralyze individuals or lead them to make choices out of desperation rather than genuine faith.
Section 10. Beyond the Veil, What Mysteries Remain. Despite the detailed descriptions and interpretations offered by various religions, the Last Judgment remains shrouded in mystery. The exact nature of this event, the criteria for judgment, and the experience of the afterlife are ultimately unknown. Different faiths offer their own interpretations, based on their scriptures, traditions, and spiritual insights. However, it's important to acknowledge that these are interpretations, not definitive answers. The realm beyond this life remains largely unexplored territory. This uncertainty should not be a source of despair or skepticism. Instead, it should inspire us to approach the concept of the Last Judgment with humility and open-mindedness. We should engage in respectful dialogue, seeking understanding and wisdom from various perspectives.
Section 11, A Universal Message, Seeking Meaning in the Face of the Unknown. Despite the differences in beliefs and interpretations, the concept of the Last Judgment points to a universal truth. Our actions have consequences. Regardless of our religious beliefs, we all share a responsibility to live ethically and treat others with kindness and compassion. The Last Judgment, in its various forms, serves as a powerful reminder of this responsibility. It encourages us to reflect on our choices, strive for goodness, and make amends for our mistakes. Ultimately, the message of the Last Judgment is not one of fear but one of hope and accountability. It reminds us that we have the power to shape our destiny through our actions. Whether we face a final reckoning before a divine judge or experience the consequences of our karma, the message remains the same. Live a life worthy of remembrance.